Hey everybody, it's Sharmel. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with another goddess braid installation video. So if you guys would like to see more, please stay tuned. So in today's tutorial, I am, like I said, doing a goddess braid tutorial. If you guys are not familiar with goddess braids, basically they are braids with some sort of curly, wavy, textured hair incorporated. This is very similar to styles that I've done on my channel here before. However, this time I did do the knotless method. So I took my time, you guys, and I did knotless braids throughout my entire head. I am loving this install. I almost did a color, but I'm glad I didn't because I haven't had just like regular, like a natural color box braid installation in a while. Like, I think it came out so beautiful. Like, I am loving this install. So again, like I said, this installation is very similar to styles I've done in the past. However, this time I used a different hair than I normally use, which you guys will see all of that during the installation process. So I used different types of hair, and I also, instead of using synthetic hair at the end, I used human hair at the ends this time. So this will definitely last a while. I shouldn't have to worry about my ends tangling or matting up or anything like that. Whenever I do small braids like this size, it normally takes me anywhere from, on average, it takes me about 8 to 9 hours. Could be a little less, could be a little more, but these braids are super long. I am loving them. I think they are just beautiful. This is definitely like some vacation hair, even though I can't go on vacation right now, but you guys will see everything throughout the video. I hope I answered any potential questions. If I didn't, as usual, let me know down in the comment section and I will do my best to answer it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on IG, Snatched by Sharmel. And yeah, let's jump into this video. Like I said, this time I'm doing knotless box braids, so I don't have a knot at the root. It looks more natural, like the braids are just coming out of your scalps. So the hair that I'm using today, I don't typically use this hair for braiding, but this is the Spectra Easy Braid Professionals hair. I think I reviewed this hair on my channel a couple of years ago. But yeah, if you guys have watched my videos, I usually use the Rastafari hair. However, because of quarantine, my beauty supply is currently closed, and this is all the hair that I had. So it's 26 inches and it's in the color 1B. The reason I don't really care for this hair, so it's not that I don't really care for this hair, but it actually has a lot of great qualities to it. So like, for one, is itch free, so it has like the antibacterial stuff that doesn't itch your scalp. So that's one thing. It's very soft, so as you're braiding, it's not rough on your hands. It's lightweight. It also doesn't really tangle too much when you're braiding, and it's also pre-stretched. So like I said, it has a great qualities. However, the only downside to this hair is that it is really thick. It is very full. It could be a good or a bad thing. For me, I like to do small braids, and because I like to do small braids, really easy to end up with a lot of hair in your head when you do small braids, because small braids equal more braids equals more hair. So I've used 2 packs of hair so far, and as you guys can see, my ponytail is already pretty full. Another thing with this hair is that when you dip it, most hair, when you dip it, it kind of shrinks up, but this hair, when you dip it in like boiling water or hot water, it does not shrink up like other hair. So this is going to be the fullness of my braids when I'm done. For my ends, I'm actually using human hair this time. So I'm using this hair here. This is the Shake and Go Ibiza hair. I actually reviewed this hair a couple of months ago, so I'll link the video somewhere around here or down in the description box if you guys want to check out more about this hair. But this is human hair. You can dye it. It has a wave to it, but I have to wet it and everything first. It hasn't been wet, so right now it's looking pretty straight, but at the end when I wet it, it'll wave up and all of that. And then for edge control, I'm using a different edge control. This is the Play and Stay 48 hours edge control. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I'm using. I showed you guys the hair, the edge control. All right, so as far as my parting goes, I'm doing basic box parting. So part a row and, you know, part it into boxes. Alright, so here's my hair. For these braids, I do 3 pieces per braid, and I use the same size for each piece. So because these are smaller, I like to use pretty small pieces, and because this hair is, again, really thick and full, so I use pieces about this size. Smooth my section out. So basically you want to start by splitting your hair into 3 pieces, and you start braiding just slightly. So you have 1, 2, then your 3rd piece back here. I'm gonna take my first piece of hair and I'm gonna place it in between these first 2 pieces. I'm gonna braid. Then I have, so you basically like braid twice, if that makes sense. And then I go to my next piece and I just do the same thing, add it in between those first 2 pieces, braid once, braid twice, and then take my last piece of hair, do the same thing, braid once, braid twice. From there, I'm just going to braid it down. So this one I'm gonna have to fix. You might have to do even smaller pieces because like the edges of my head, they're just really fine, and so it can't handle like pieces of hair that are too big. You're gonna take your section, split it into 3 pieces. So you're gonna begin the braid. Make sure you keep your 3 pieces separate. So 1, 2, 3. Take my first piece of hair and I'm gonna place it in between those first 2 pieces, and then I'm gonna braid twice. 1, 2, and then I'm gonna take my next piece of hair and place it in between those 2 pieces, those 2 front pieces again, and braid 1, 2. Then I'm going to take my last piece of hair, place it in between the first 2, and then braid 1, 2, and then I'm going to just continue to braid. Then I'm just going to braid my hair all the way down. So then I don't braid all the way to the end, but I braid almost all the way down. I'm gonna wait to feed in the wavy hair. I'm gonna do a couple of rolls first. So y'all might just have to watch because I wanted to do a talk through, but I don't know what's happening right now. So I'm just gonna let the camera roll and you guys can see what I'm doing, and yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. Alright you guys, so I'm switching to a voiceover because I was struggling. I don't know what was going on, but I did so many braids and none of them were coming out right as I was explaining, and I was getting frustrated and I started to get an attitude. So I was like, okay, let me just work and then I can do a voiceover. So hopefully the explanation that I gave for the first braid you guys saw, hopefully that made sense. So I'm following that method. And sometimes it's just better to watch. So think about what I said and then look at what I'm doing for these next few braids. And yeah, I hope it makes sense. I really wanted to do like a whole talk through and explain it as I was going, but I just could not focus. I did my whole head and without any issues, and as soon as I turned on the camera, it just wasn't coming out right. But in the end, all the braids came out fine. So yeah, just kind of watch what I'm doing, and I hope you guys can learn something from it. If not, I apologize. I'm still very new when it comes to knotless. I have not done knotless braids that many times before. So yeah, I don't know. Something about me trying to explain and work at the same time was not working for me. So yeah, you guys can just see my process and what I'm doing. For the most part, I already explained the important stuff. So we finally made it to the last row of braids, and in total I used 3 packs of the Spectra hair for this entire install. I used like 3 packs exactly, actually. Alright, so now I'm going to feed in the wavy ends for this last section. So just braiding this braid down a little bit more before I add in the human hair. And this is about how much hair that I use. And I feed it in, and I basically braid past the synthetic hair, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just going to continue braiding until I run out of the braiding hair that I use for the most part of the braid. So once that runs out, then I'll let whatever's left be loose, and yeah, you should end up with something like this. In the past, when I've done long goddess braids, when it comes to the wavy ends, I used synthetic hair, and usually when I use synthetic wavy hair, I could just feed in the hair and it would stay put. However, because this is human hair, it doesn't stay as well as the synthetic hair. I didn't seal my ends for this install, and I've already lost 2 braids, well, 2 wavy ends within the last 2 days. So I definitely recommend sealing your ends. You can use a nail glue, or you can tie a knot at the end if you know how to do that, but nail glue is probably going to be the easiest way to seal these, to make sure that your wavy ends do not slide out. And then to finish this look off, I'm going to take some setting foam, wrapping foam, and I'm just going to run that through my braids, and I'm also going to use them on the ends of my hair. I'm just scrunching my hair at the bottom to make them wave up, and you can see the difference between the side that has been wet and then the side that hasn't been wet. Next, I'm going to take a warm towel that I heated in the microwave. I basically wet the towel and then microwaved it in a Ziploc baggie for about 30 seconds to a minute. And as you guys can see, it is steaming hot. So be careful, but I'm going to use that and just run it through my braids. Since we have this loose wavy hair at the bottom, you can't dip them in hot water like regular box braids, but taking a towel and running it through the braids, it, you know, still gives it that flexibility that you would get from dipping it. And yeah, this is the final look. I love this install. I love these knotless braids. They're tension free, all of that good stuff. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.